Hey guys, Wombat here, back with another Project M tutorial. This time I'm going to be talking about what Project M stages are good for Squirtle. And my main thought is all of them. Squirtle's movement is so good that the stage selection isn't his problem as a character. Usually it's matchups that make him like a weaker character. I'm going to go through all these stages and explain why they're good or bad for Squirtle. I'm going to go start, of course, with everyone's favorite counterpick stage, Yoshi's Story. So the stage is really small and it has a lot of issues just with Squirtle being really light. So like Marth might go here, Tipper F smash. This is really a matchup dependent. It is a great stage, especially if you like getting KOs, surprising them with the down throw. Or you could even up throw into fair. And even that will catch them by surprise, take early stocks. Because Squirtle is really a glass cannon with really good movement. Green Hill Zone is a stage I'd probably not pick very often as a Squirtle main, but as a general Project M player, this is one of my favorite stages, so I will often just go here. And it does offer the walls. You can get a wall cling, but his wall jump is really low. But you can get two of them. If you get knocked off to the side and just barely make it, you could side B to the stage, wall jump up B, and you would make it in situations where you probably wouldn't have before. The platform is really helpful, especially when it's up top. And let's say you edge cancel it with an up air and then up B. So like something like that, like even there I messed it up, but it was still a pretty quick follow-up. Smashville is one of the best stages for Squirtle, just because the platform just offers a lot of options. It's a great neutral stage. And the open space, he's got a lot of move to run around. Which, if you're Squirtle, it's something you're really going to want. However, I would be cautious about being on the platform when it's off the stage. It's very easy for Squirtle to get KO'd with his light weight and kind of floaty, sort of easy to combo, depending on character and nature. Like, Marth will be able to get probably a forward throw to, since the platform's moving forward, probably another forward throw into forward smash and kill by 40. Possibly even earlier. So certain matchups you're going to want to be really careful about. Otherwise, this is a really good stage and a very good neutral to pick as Squirtle. The next stage, Battlefield, is, of course, for any character. This is probably the most neutral stage in the game. There are actually 8 ledges to count if you count the edges of the stage and the edges of the platforms. So there's a lot of room to edge cancel, so you won't actually... Squirtle feels like a very quick character on here. The only thing is he doesn't have move to get away in situations, where that's one of Squirtle's big strengths, is that when he's getting pressured, he can always move away. If Fox shines him and he doesn't tech, he can literally slide across the entire stage and grab the ledge, no matter where you are. And just in general, it will be sort of easy to keep stage control so long as you're offensive and like keep your opponent on your toes. Pokemon Stadium 2 is a neutral stage, but I would go as far as to argue that this is probably Squirtle's best stage in Project M. So the platforms allow for the perfect opportunities to follow up with double edge-canceled aerials. And the ceiling is relatively low, which is Fox benefits from, but so does Squirtle. He has one of the strongest, possibly the strongest up smash in the game. I'm not exactly certain. Somebody will probably correct me in the comments. And it just gives him a lot of room to run around. You could really boast Squirtle's movement here, and it really does feel like Pokemon Stadium is his home turf. Delfino's Secret is another stage kind of like Pokemon Stadium. You're going to have a lot of room to run around. It's great for his movement. He's got a lot to work with. The platforms move around, giving him more opportunities for off-the-top combos. The only thing is, those two platforms do merge into one. And I have oftentimes went to edge cancel in between the two and messed up and just missed an L cancel and got punished for it. So long as you're consciously playing and just keep your head in the game, this shouldn't be a problem. And it's actually a very good counterpick stage if your tournaments allow it. Dreamland, I would say, is an okay stage for Squirtle, but it will be counterpicked a lot against you, and you can see why. It's really big. It's going to have those huge ceilings. It's going to be really easy for your opponents to recover and to survive up smashes at high percents. A lot of the fight will be taking place on the platforms too, because they realize once you're on the ground, your movement is your greatest strength, and they're going to try to work on keeping you away from the ground But the platforms are quite large, so you can actually use them to your advantage and move through the platforms. The only thing is Squirtle barely makes it with his full jump onto the top of the platform. On the bright side, this does cause a no-impact landing, which you can immediately cancel with any move. Like that. Like a no-impact land and grab. And that is actually pivotal for Squirtle on this stage. Yoshi's Island Brawl is a stage that is very often banned from tournament sets, but some places do still run Yoshi's Island Brawl. I know personally Hitbox Arena, where I go to my local tournaments, has actually stopped using Yoshi's Island as a legal Project M stage, which is a darn shame because the movement is great. It's a great counterpick against characters like Samus and Falco, who will rely on the platforms more than you do, and will use their projectiles that go in a straight line. Squirtle is very short, so you can actually duck here, and you are completely safe. Well, you were already safe before from Falco's lasers, but this actually creates a situation which they have to approach. The edges are very good for you as a character. Your vertical recovery is okay, but it's not great. And the ledges actually dip down, so it allows you to get on there. And if they try to edge guard you, they're going to have more trouble, because the disjoint actually hits all the way over here, where I'm standing now. Final Destination has a lot of mixed reviews from different Squirtle players, but I think it's a very strong stage for Squirtle, a great counter pick to go, especially since a lot of the floaty characters, like not like fast, not like super floaty like Puff, but like characters like Bowser, even Mario, I'm pretty sure Marth, Sheik, Squirtle, he can chain grab them. So this allows, with his forward throw, to get him across the stage, because this chain grab doesn't do a lot of percent, but it gives you really good stage control. And then you have all this room to run around. It's definitely a great stage for Squirtle. You just have to be careful of characters that outspace him. You're not going to want to counterpick to this stage, because you won't be able to use your movement as well to get past that. Fountain of Dreams is going to be a stage that you see counterpicked against Squirtles a lot. And you'll even see Squirtle's counterpick here, because it's actually a pretty good stage for him, but it does have his flaws. So the platforms move a lot, so it's going to actually affect how your movement works. Sometimes it'll be in your favor. A lot of the times it will not be in your favor. Like this, the one platform is going to be phenomenal for like a short hop aerial and then just edge cancel it. And now they're in an offstage situation if they were in this platform and they got hit by the aerial. And Squirtle's edge guard game, phenomenal. The side blast zones over here are, however, not very forgiving. So if you're playing against a character that has very high knockback, or a character that's very big like Bowser, has both of those traits, they're going to counterpick you to this stage, and it's going to be very hard to get around the largeness of their character and the large hitboxes, because the platforms are often going to be too low to use to avoid them on the ground. Warioland is a very risky stage if you want to counterpick it as Squirtle. I would recommend not doing it unless you really know that you're going to have the advantage as the player. Because the walls are the blast zones are very thin. If you see, like, there was a point where I could have even still recovered without even using withdraw. I could have just like drifted and then up B'd and grabbed the ledge. But just because the blast zones are so tight, you're not going to be able to. But this also does help Squirtle in some situations. Like, he'll actually be able to get up airs into up B, like the young ZSS combo. And because of this, it's actually a good stage for fighting against floatier characters that might not have that same advantage of getting him off the stage with just a smash attack like Jigglypuff. I'd probably say Samus too, but Samus has that down smash, so you have to worry about that. This is a very matchup dependent stage, but it does have a lot of advantages for Squirtle. The thin walls allow him to up throw and a forward air or a down throw. It's the mix up. Get them off of the stage and keep them off. Squirtle's edge guard game is actually fantastic, so if they are off, you can actually just kind of edge guard them without fear, knowing that you'll recover on most of the stage. And then there's Distant Planet, if people still play on that, I don't even know. This stage is great for having Squirtle move around. The ceilings aren't particularly high compared to stages like Final Destination even. And definitely Dreamland has a much higher ceiling. So this, combined with the fact that these leaves kind of help you get some combos started, it's good for getting them up to the top, and it's also very good for early up smash KOs. However, the sides are kind of an issue. But since you have your little wall jump, it will help a little. Just a little bit, because the wall jump isn't very high at all. But these platforms are weird. You're going to have to learn them to know how to edge cancel on them. The leaf, I hate the leaf. But if this leaf did not move and it actually looked like the platform it was supposed to, it would be a fantastic stage. The last stage I'm going to go over, even though it's pretty much a dead stage competitively, is going to be Lilac Cruz. This stage is actually great for Squirtle. The platforms are low. It's easy to punish people on them. He's got a lot of room to move around, and the ledges dip, so it's going to be easy for Squirtle to actually punish people trying to edge guard him with Waterfall, and generally just be a menace on the stage. The only thing you need to worry about for newer players who are a fan of the side B is that you're going to pick up speed as you go off. So like right here, if you don't act fast enough, you know, sometimes Squirtle just accidentally like won't get out of the side B fast enough, and then you can lose stock very quickly. So it's something you got to be careful about. Otherwise, Squirtle actually has pretty good movement on all the stages, has a lot of great options. To sum it up, probably the best stages you're going to see for Squirtle, or if you're fighting a Squirtle and you want to ban some stages, your best bets for banning stages are probably going to be Pokemon Stadium. There's going to be Final Destination to ban as a counter pick. And you're definitely going to want to keep Smashville out if you have the option. Those are phenomenal stages for Squirtle. The other ones are still pretty good. And if you're going to counter pick to a stage, you should probably consider Green Hill Zone, Fountain of Dreams, or Dreamland, just for the reasons of either with Dreamland keeping Squirtle's KO options limited and just making him work a lot harder for movement, and even approaching is a lot harder with the platforms, because since he has to burn both jumps to get to the top platform, or burn both jumps to reliably get onto the top platform, or even the lower platforms as well. And then Fountain of Dreams, it's going to really mess up his movement, and it's going to have different situations which are better or worse for Squirtle. And Green Hill Zone, because the blast zones are very easy to KO off of, and he's not going to have as much movement options as he would on, say, Dreamland or Pokemon Stadium or Final Destination. So that was Squirtle stage selection, guys. If you liked the video, give it a like, a comment, a subscribe, share it to your friends. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your cat. Wombat is going to be doing more tutorials with this voice style. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching.